what I did in this room, initially there was a room here, this was a hallway, and there was a room over to this side. We took the walls out, we opened it up, we did a little creative hiding. We bought a ruminator set from Auralex, and we used those pieces to control sound. What we did was we just basically clapped, and we put stuff up until the refraction stopped. That included taking out ventilation. It included fixing the floor a little bit, very Salvador Dali. It involved putting a window in a wall. And this is an old building with plaster and brick, so it was very, very hard to do half of the work. The other half of the work was just, trying to record at the same time that you're swinging a hammer. Band goes in to listen to a track. I had a guy out here swinging a hammer, knocking things out. Band came back in to record. He came in and had a cigarette. Anyways, so the room here, we have SE Microphones makes a product called the Ghost. It's sound control. We didn't go for soundproofing because that would have been very, very expensive. That would have been into the tens of thousands of dollars to do. We decided to control the sound, like I said before, by just clapping our hands and making sure that things weren't ringing anymore. Going into the corner, grabbing a microphone, putting it here, putting it there, having somebody play drums, grabbing a small mixer, plugging a microphone into it, having headphones, and just moving that mic around the room while somebody's playing tells you where the sweet spot is. That's why these microphones are in these places, because as the sound wave generates, it has frequencies that come into play, and they get wider and wider. Of course, when you do play this game of putting microphones out into a room, a long room, you have phase cancellation problems. So a couple of microphones may sound in phase, a couple may not. But on a general, if you have a good mix on your board, you're going to have a good mix to tape or disc. I'm old school, I say tape. How long does it take to figure out when the room sounds good? Well, you notice that as a studio builder when some guy gives you a spec and says, build it exactly like this. But as somebody that wants things to sound great and have a really good product, you move that microphone around, you see where the deficit is, you see where the high point is, and you work around that. And that's the only thing you can do, is you have to use your ears. All the books in the world can't do anything for you if you don't work your ears.